What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we've got a big one because we are going to be breaking down the Nintendo Direct that recently went down. I'm going over all of my highlights for the show. If you want the full recap, I'll have a link for you guys in the description below. But I wanted to go over the most hype announcements and things that I'm looking forward to in this presentation and kind of give my overall show grade. So let's first start off from the beginning here, which was super hype. This gets a A+ OJ rating, player essence rating, Pyra and Mythra in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It is coming to the game. It is going down. These two are going to wreck it up, and I am so excited to finally get my hands on Pyra and Mythra in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate because I made a video almost a year ago saying that we could see them in there, and I'm so happy that they are in, and it's going to be next month. So maybe we're going to get a Mr. Sakurai Presents Pyra and Mythra Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's about time that we got another Xenoblade rep, and I think that Pyra and Mythra are a fantastic addition to the game. So I'm very excited about that, as Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is probably my favorite Nintendo Switch game alongside The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, of course Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Those games are just awesome, so good stuff there. Now next up is Fall Guys on the Nintendo Switch. I thought this was a great announcement. This is a huge game that people love to play on PlayStation and also on PC, and it's coming over to Nintendo Switch, and it looks pretty good. It's going to be here sooner than we know it. Summer for Fall Guys on the Nintendo Switch. It should be a $19.99 release, so very good to see Fall Guys finally come over to other consoles. Next up is The Legend of Mana, which is also another really cool thing from Square Enix here. It's going to be $29.99 on June 24th. This is a PS1 classic and one of the Mana games that really needed to be kind of re-released, right? People forgot about this game because of all the bad Mana games that came out kind of afterwards, PS2, then also on the DS. So Legend of Mana, very good to see this game being brought back with some upgrades and additions as well. So very good on Square Enix's part. Square Enix fastly becoming, probably, not even fastly becoming, probably is the best third-party developer on the Nintendo Switch. Now next up after this is Mario Golf Super Rush. Once again, super hype on the meter, A+ on the OJ meter, A+ on the player essence meter. I love this, and guys, June 25th, so we're going to be getting it pretty soon here, and it has a full RPG story mode in the game. Let's go. Love that they did that. Plus some new cool modes, online and offline, speed golf as well. So very excited to see Mario Golf Super Rush, and that it's coming sooner than later, which could mean, because there was a rumor with this game, which could mean that Golden Sun. All right, check out my video on that. If you want to know more, check out my video. I did something on that because I thought that Mario Golf could come with the rumor. It might mean that the other thing is right with that when it comes to Golden Sun, so we'll see about that. Next up, we have No More Heroes 3 on August 27th. This is essentially the astral chain of 2021 with that late August release, and yes, sirree, I think this is going to be awesome. No More Heroes is one of those games that not always the best when it comes to visuals or when it comes to presentation, but it always has a ton of flair and style and just very fun to play, great writing and just craziness in the game. So I'm very excited to finally play No More Heroes 3 on August 27th. Now next up is a game that necessarily isn't something for me, but I thought that it was very cool, so I wanted to let you guys know about it, and that is Neon White. This is a new IP. It's a fast-paced first-person game where you use different types of soul cards to execute attacks and speed run through levels, but this is made by the Donut Country developers, and Donut Country, I've never played it, but I've heard so many good things about the game, so it looks like it's a change of pace from what they've done before. So this is called Neon White. It's coming to PC and also to Nintendo Switch, and it'll be out winter 2021. Now next up is something that I would say, can we break past the A+ meter? Can we get to like a super A+? Can we get to S rank? Project Triangle Strategy. This is like if Final Fantasy Tactics, Fire Emblem Three Houses, or just Fire Emblem in general, and also if Octopath Traveler all had like a baby, just all of them, just bam, just a mash up. This looks absolutely incredible. I've been checking out some of the demo. I have a gameplay video that I'm going to do on it. But oh my goodness, I am extremely excited for this game. And let me give you guys a couple of reasons why. One of the main complaints that people had with the first Octopath was that there wasn't a connected story, that it was just various characters and you're kind of just doing things one by one. This one not only has a connected story, but it also has consequences, repercussions, and replay value built into the story, as you can pick different things and that can change what happens in the game and the fate of nations according to them. Very excited about this, and they're doing the thing that Square Enix always does with these Switch exclusives, these different types of game. They're giving us a demo, which of course you can go play right now, and then you can get feedback. We're gonna get feedback, okay? And then they're gonna improve the game, just like they did with Octopath Traveler and Bravely Default 2, and even back to the original Bravely Default, they did that there. Very good. Love what Square Enix is doing here. This game looks crazy good. The Final Fantasy Tactics, kind of like the level and the terrain going up and down a little bit, and of course the strategy elements and the picking what you need to do. It just seems like it's going to be a great story, a great game, and a lot of good strats. I love what you can do with burning the ground and creating the ice and all that type of stuff. Just looks so cool. Cannot wait to play it. It is going to be a 2022 game, but at least we have a demo not at this point, and I'm pretty sure they're going to get feedback from us, and then they're going to release another demo later with the improved feedback. Then they're going to get some more feedback from us, and then the game will come out probably early 2022. So very good on there, and shout outs once again. Bravo. S+ announcement, 10 out of 10. So good. 11 out of 10 for this announcement here. Now, next up is Ninja Gaiden Master Collection. For those who don't know, I'm a big Ninja Gaiden fan. I was one of the first to report on this when it comes to videos that I saw on YouTube with Ninja Gaiden being leaked out with the ratings and everything. I've been covering it in multiple different videos, and I'm very happy to report that we are going to be getting the Ninja Gaiden Master Collection, which includes Ninja Gaiden Sigma, Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, and Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge, of course, all running nice 60 frames per second HD, all that good stuff. And also with this here, guys, it's going to be coming to the PlayStation 4 and also the Xbox One, and of course backwards compatibility, and I think it's coming to Steam as well, so you can play it no matter where. And having portable Ninja Gaiden, that seems kind of OD, right? That seems kind of really good, because we haven't had portable Ninja Gaiden in a long time. I think it was the DS game was the last time that we actually had a portable Ninja Gaiden game. So to see it come back on the Switch with all this goodness here, man, with Sigma 1 and Sigma 2, those are really good games, and all of the content that's been released, every single piece of DLC content all released. Very good on that as well, and it's launching on June 10th, so we got a lot of games for June. August, summer seems packed, so I love that about this Nintendo Direct. Now, next up, guys, is Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, the expansion pass. Oh baby, this was my game of the year last year, and I'm very excited to go over these expansion pass content. So they did quite a bit of stuff here, and I don't want to get anything wrong, so I'm going to go through what they had to say on the release. So it says, expand your quest to save Hyrule with upcoming downloadable content, as 2 waves of DLC are coming to Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity expansion pass downloadable content. Newly added characters, stages, and more are all on their way, with the first wave coming in June and the second wave hitting in November. Purchase this expansion pass starting today for $19.99 to get both waves of DLC as they are released. You'll also get additional in-game weapon and costume for Link as a purchase bonus starting on May 28th. Now here's what you can expect in the first wave, which is June 2021. Expanded roster, newly added weapon types, new challenges in the Royal Ancient Lab, and newly added challenging enemies. Now in wave 2, which is coming November 2021, new character vignettes, newly added stages, expanded roster, and new battle skills for existing characters. So Age of Calamity is already out. The game is a little bit rough around the edges when it comes to frame rate and stuff, but once you get into the flow of combat and gameplay, the Sheikah Slate, the different characters that you can use, the combos, what you can do, it's just absolutely incredible. I love the game. It's kind of like my game that maybe people don't agree with me on my game of the year last year, but it's the game that I just couldn't put down. I just like rushed through it, put 70 hours plus into the game, almost 80 hours, and I'm definitely going to go back in with this DLC. So very excited to hear about the Age of Calamity DLC. But next up, we do have The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, which was another huge announcement. Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD is coming to the Nintendo Switch. It's due out July 16th, so another summer game. June, July, August is just stacked on stacked. So what we can expect with this one here is that we have enhanced motion controls. Of course, the game is going to be in 1080p HD, so that's awesome, right? But you're going to have enhanced, better motion controls with the Joy-Con. So it's even going to be more responsive and better than what we saw with the Wii Remotes Plus, the Wii Remote and the Wii Remote Plus and the Nunchuck. So that's very good. So maybe I might like the motion controls this time since they're going to be enhanced motion controls. But even if I don't, or even if you don't, that's okay. Nintendo has us covered with this one because there is going to be button controls. So you're going to be able to play the game on the Switch Lite. You're going to be able to play the game in portable mode. You're going to be able to play the game with a Pro controller, and you can use the right analog stick to kind of judge how you're going to slash people. So this, to me, is worth it, okay? And I know, because we're going to talk about it, because the price, definitely $60, that's steep, and I understand why some people aren't going to want to buy the game. Like, I get that completely, and if it's not worth it, I'm with you on that one, that's cool. But for me, as someone who didn't enjoy Skyward Sword as much because the controls just got in the way so much of the game, it was kind of a slog for me to get through, I will happily pay to be able to play this normally with regular controls. I think it's going to make it such a better game. And the game is running at 60 frames per second. You can clearly tell in the footage that they showed off that it's going to be a 1080p 60 frames per second game. So to me, this is the way to really truly experience and enjoy Skyward Sword. And I think highly of the game. I just didn't like the controls. So I'm very happy about this here when it comes to what they've done with The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD, and I will be buying it day one on the Nintendo Switch, so hyped for that. Now next up is probably the biggest announcement of this whole thing, and it just blew me away. This description of what Splatoon 3 is going to be. I think Splatoon 3 is up to the upper echelon. The budget for this game seems to be extremely higher than what Nintendo has done before. It seems like they're going in and like going in hard to make Splatoon the next big game, like up into the category of a Zelda or a Mario. I think this is it. Third time is a charm. Splatoon 2 is already up there. 10 million. Took a while to get there, you know, not as fast as Zelda and not as fast as Mario and stuff like that, but this might be that game where you see 10 million quick, like ASAP, and maybe 15 to 20 overall, because it looks incredible. The graphical jump in this game, it looks way bigger. Like if you compare Splatoon 1 to Splatoon 2, okay, not that big of a jump, but looks better. But then Splatoon 2 to Splatoon 3, you can already tell that they put a bit more into this one than what we saw with the first and the second game. So let's go over this overview so I can hype you guys up just a little bit more for all my inklings out there. In this new game in the Splatoon series, you'll leave Inkopolis behind and head to a new region, the Splatlands. Its heart is a new city where battle-savvy Inklings and Octolings gather, Splatsville. Also known as the City of Chaos, Splatoon 3 introduces various features to the action shooter series, including weapons such as the bow weapon, customization options, and movement abilities to bring the returning 4 vs 4 Turf Wars matches. More information on the full-fledged sequel coming to the Nintendo Switch in 2022 will be revealed in the future, and this got me just super excited when I saw like that Borderlands style kind of wasteland area, that the fact that they're leaving the Inkopolis and they're going somewhere else, the fact that they're going to have new movement options, of course, new weapons, new customization, the multiplayer looks fast and frantic. Like, this is exactly what I wanted to see from a sequel in Splatoon. I thought maybe they'd add some, you know, more players to the mix or something like that, which we still have to wait and see. There might be like a big battle royale game mode, or there might be something to where you can do big turf war battles. I think that they're definitely holding some of those, right? They're not talking about everything with this game, because the last time they had the stuff like the horde mode, they had that for the game, and they also had other things that they put in. The single player, the Octo expansion was fantastic. So I think they're going to take everything that they've learned from Splatoon 1, Splatoon 2, and they're going to make this mega game with an actual real nice budget for it, like bigger than what we saw with Splatoon 2. And of course, they took their time a little bit more with this one, because I'm guessing they've been making this game for quite some time now. So very good to see that even our own decisions, right? The Splatfest factored into what happened with the main line of the game, because it's the City of Chaos, and of course Pearl 1 with the Splatfest. So that is awesome. I really love that as well. And yes, I'm a huge Splatoon 2 fan. It's one of my most played games on the Switch. Hundreds of hours on the Switch. We play it pretty much every single week here on the channel. So let's go ahead and get into my show grade and what I think. So let's get the bad out of the way first. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, that's going to be shown off later. They did say, hey, you know, look out for that. It's going to be later down the line. So, okay, fine on that. But there was no Xenoblade Chronicles X. There was no Bayonetta 3. And there was also no Metroid, no 2D Metroid, no regular Metroid. I'm guessing based off of what they said at the end, of course, they're going to get back to normal because they did say that they have more to reveal later down the line. So I'm guessing those games will show up like at a E3 Direct or at a big fall Direct. I think those games are more in line with that. But it would have been nice if they just had like one more maybe big announcement kind of thrown in there with the traditional type of franchises. I mean, they did have Mario Golf, but one more announcement would have just kind of jumped this presentation up to the next tier for me. So after re-watching the presentation, because I watched it again, going through all the different news in terms of what I thought the highlights were, at first I was like, maybe I'll give it a 7.5. I put that out on Twitter, but after re-watching everything, looking at all the different announcements, all the different games, the release lineup, and kind of what they're doing, especially when you compare it to last year, of course, especially when you compare it to that, I definitely think this was about a solid 8 for me. A solid 8 because there's going to be games to play this year all the way throughout the summer. They did stuff in terms of getting Skyward Sword and having that to where you can play that on a normal controller. That to me is huge because I love that game, but I hate the controls. Splatoon 3, surprising announcement. So they got the shock value. The surprising announcement for me was Splatoon 3 this early. Then the Project Triangle strategy, very good announcement. The demo being there as well. Plus with some of the other things that was added in here. Pyra, Mithra, Super Smash Brothers. That is a super good. Did I say A+? I meant S+. S+ announcement on that one. So with all of that, plus the Mario Golf announcement, plus the No More Heroes 3 dates, plus a lot of the dates that we got for games, and just some more third-party games, Tales of the Borderlands and other things just kind of mixed into there for March. I'm going to go ahead and give this one a solid 8 out of 10. One more good announcement might have made it like a 9 or a 9.5 or something. Two more good announcements would, of course, made it a 10. But one more bigger announcement probably could have got it to a 9. But to me, solid 8. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great Nintendo Direct, and I'm excited to see what comes up in the future. So this is a good start to the year. So what are you guys' thoughts on all of this? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Check out the links in the description. We've got Twitter. Go and give us a follow on there. Stay up to date on all the latest gaming news and information. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next one. Peace.